Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for a review on the 1/6 scale Sideshow Collectibles William Money figure from Unforgiven, played by Clint Eastwood. Drop a like on the video for me, it'll help more people find the channel. I appreciate your support with that. Subscribe and follow me on Instagram at dknight333. Unforgiven is my favourite Western of all of them, and I used to think it was quite unlikely that we'd ever get an official 1/6 scale William Money. But Sideshow with the Clint Eastwood collection, Legacy collections, did pretty good so far. I've got Blondie. I didn't get Dirty Harry, and I think there's two versions of him. That does look really good. But I was kind of holding out because I thought, they got to do Unforgiven because it's one of his best films. Very happy to have this here. There's stuff to talk about, but we'll get to that. He has real metal spurs on the back of his boots, I think, because they're cold to the touch and they feel metal. And I think the buckles on his belt are metal as well. That's nice. Accessory wise, we've got the whiskey bottle and a glass, some liquid in there. And we have various guns. They all look very nicely sculpted and painted. Very nice. Base is beyond basic. Really would have been nice to get something on there, you know. It's underneath, you know. It says what it is underneath the base, but that's not good, is it? You want to be able to, you know, just for the uninitiated when they come into a collection room and they're wondering because they're not up to scratch on their westerns, they might be wondering which one this is. You know, you got to have some kind of nameplate somewhere. The hands are nicely done, good poses, so looking forward to trying them out. And I did notice that pulling these pegs out when you're changing the hands is really difficult for me anyway. Very, very, very tight. So I'm going to have to be careful with that. So I just wanted to start the review with the relaxed hands rather than the fists. But my first impressions when I saw him were the usual, you know, no disrespect, but you don't expect a high level of paint apps on Sideshow 1/6 scale figures in my experience, and that seems to be the general opinion across the board, you know, when it comes to 1/6 scale companies. They're just not quite there yet, but from regular viewing distance, I'm liking it. He's very squinty, as he should be really. Some folks I've seen saying they would have preferred to see some teeth, maybe slightly like he's kind of talking out the side of his mouth. So that would have been cool. But they've just gone for just a very straight looking ahead but squinting. So we're going to get close up with that, and we're going to talk about the eyes. Alright, let's take a close up look at the sculpt of William Money. Now, I think from this distance here it looks fantastic. I may have to do a natural light video, get some daylight footage of it so we can see how it fares in that situation as well. But I do think the sculpt is like almost an 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10 sort of sculpt. It's not as detailed as it should be. There's definitely some cool little wrinkles sculpted in around the sides of the eyes and some in the brow there, but I just feel they should be a little bit deeper, a bit more weathered, a bit more detail to the skin, the actual sculpt of it, with the age and the expression he's making. I also feel that the eyes, what little of them we can see, because he's squinting so much, which I am fine with because he does that all the time in the movie, he just makes him look meaner. So I'm happy with the choice of, you know, the squint. But the actual eyes, I just feel they're a bit underwhelming as far as the paint on the eyes. Also the facial hair is a little bit, just comes across a bit mild. The whole sculpt and paint app really is just kind of a mild situation, but it serves its purpose very well. I mean, from this distance here, don't really have any complaints. It does have the intensity that you want from it. So overall for the head sculpt, I'm thinking somewhere between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. 7 being good, 8 being very good. Can't really honestly say it's very good when it's, to my eye, just missing some of the details in the age of the skin, like the wrinkles and stuff. So it is good though. I mean, it does look like him. The eyes, something about them. Not in love with the eye paint, but yeah, somewhere between a 7 and an 8 for the head sculpt. You may disagree. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on the sculpt and the paint app. Now, I can't lie to you, when I turned him askew like this and I zoomed in on the face, do you know what I thought of? Those damn toys gangster 1/6 scale figures where they weren't going for total realism, it was more of a kind of almost cartoony look. And that's what I'm getting from this angle. From the front view, it was impressing me. But from this angle, I don't know, man, the skin just looks wrong. You know, it's just nowhere near as wrinkled and as detailed as it should be. At all. I mean, you got a couple of wrinkles in the corner of the eyes and in the brow there in the middle, but I don't know, man. And the facial hair is just lacking. He was way more, stubbly than that. Alright, now let's see it from another angle. There is a kind of, more so on this right side of his face, a transition between the head and neck is quite damn obvious. Not so obvious on his other side, the left side, for some reason. So I'll just let you see the sculpt. Don't want to repeat myself, I'll just let you guys take it in for yourselves, but I just feel it's a bit underwhelming. The likeness is there, it's definitely lacking in quite a few areas. It seems to be a fair bit going on underneath the scarf, so I'll try and move it and we'll have a look at that. Yeah, it's a shame that transition between the head and the neck is so obvious from this side. You could tilt his head slightly to the side, but then it would expose it on the other side, so it is what it is. Do like the clothing, we'll get to that. His weird colour hands. I don't know, I noticed that earlier. His hands are coming across this weird greyish green tone to me. Let's see. Turn up the brightness. And just move back here. No, they're alright. I think, yeah, they look great there. Every now and then though, I notice from certain angles they kind of read a bit off color wise, but that could just be, don't know. I mean, I'm using my Canon D90, seems to capture things pretty damn accurately. Could just change the color settings. I'll do that and we'll come right back. Alright, so I put it on auto and that's a bit better. Probably just my camera, folks. Let's have a look at his face now that I've done that. Turn the brightness down. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. When you get really close up and start getting right up in his face, as us YouTubers like to do. I'm not trying to take the fun out of the... It's almost, see what I mean there? It's like at times, for a moment there, it looked like his pupils, his eyes were just white, like a zombie William Money. But it's just the light, folks. It's just the light catching him, and I like his right eye more than I like his left eye. His right eye and his left eye. So obviously that's backwards for what you're looking at right now, but try and point to it. Where's my finger? There it is. That eye I really like. This one, for some reason, not digging that eye so much. Alright, so I just removed the head so we can take a look at the neck here. I'm just going to move the scarf a bit. Now, I think it's just supposed to be, kind of aged skin, maybe. I thought possibly that it's supposed to be like a scar before, but it does look a bit odd to me, to be honest with you. I'm glad that they tried to convey the age in that area though. It reads fine from regular viewing distance, especially with the scarf covering it like it's supposed to anyway. Yeah, just showing you what's there. Spurs on the back of the boots are metal, nice and cold to the touch. I like the different choices of materials used on the boots here. You could do with a bit more weathering if you wanted to do that. You could do it to the end of his jeans here as well. But yeah, nice job on the boots. Tread underneath, just smooth like this. There's your belt buckles. Not sure what the belts themselves are made of. I hope it's something that can stand the test of time. It's got his little gun holster there as well on the side. And he's got him reaching for his gun. Fits in there nicely. Nice detail on the hands and the fingers and knuckles. Coat moves well. Another angle. I still like the sculpt. I mean, you're not always going to have all these lights shining in his face. I saw some folks mentioning about my LED lights and how they're not good light sources for reviews. I don't know. I'm not an expert on the effects of LED light on surfaces of stuff, but I don't know. They've been serving me well for a while. Until something better comes along. You can always enlighten me. In the comments. Get it? Enlighten me. Lights. Nah. These hands, folks, the fingers, they're really solid. Like, it's very difficult to try and get the gun into the hand. I've just done it, but I thought I'd have to go get the heat gun every time, but you can kind of do it, but it's not easy. Watch out for that. Very stiff fingers, hard sculpt on the hands, not easy to move. Oh wow, just noticed the detail on his fucking fingernails though, Jesus. Alright, so I've got him holding on to the shotgun here, and I'm thinking of the moment when he's standing there and he first walks in the bar and little Bill is entertaining everyone. Turns around and he sees the devil himself, and you get just a little glimpse of the old William Money, and I feel like that was a really cool thing with this character in the film, when you kind of get a glimpse of the old him still in there. It's a cool pose. Don't have to worry about anything getting damaged with bending the elbows, so you can do whatever you want with him really. It's a nice option. Let's get him pointing the gun. He looks good. Now in person this pose looks really good, but on camera it just looks awkward and weird. Don't know why. And also, yeah, the likeness was looking a bit funny there for a minute. I was thinking I'm seeing Tom Atkins from Halloween 3. Either way, I don't know. I'll try my best with this pose, folks. It's not reading very good on camera. Yeah, no, there you go. That's alright. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Hey. See, I bought a rotating base, and it's a good one, but the cable for it is so ridiculously short, it won't even reach by my feet, which is where the plug is, to the top of the desk here. It's ridiculous, so I've had to abandon the whole rotating base thing for a minute. But anyway, yeah, that looks pretty decent pose wise, and you can leave them like that because nothing's getting stressed out. It's all just material outfit. But yeah, certain angles it looks a bit weird, a bit awkward. Is he actually looking down the sight of the... Near enough. I'm here to kill you, little Bill, for what you did to Ned. Is it Ned or Ed? I forget. You know, the bottle with the cork in it and the liquid. Now there's, I think you call it flash, like when you're breaking away a mould off its little connector piece. You get little bits of flash on the sculpt. There's like 2 of them on the rim of the glass there, and there's a bit of flash at the top there of the neck of the bottle. So, I mean, it just seems a bit underwhelming with those 2 little accessories there. I'm pretty sure in that scene in the movie when he's hearing about his friend and he starts drinking again, there was like a big label on the bottle. They could have just put some kind of label on there, just have it resemble the one in the film. But yeah, then they're really underwhelming, these 2, just because of the quality of the plastic, because you can see the flash where they broke it away from the mold or whatever. But yeah, it's good to have them, but definitely seem better than that. I'm thinking of the Peaky Blinders figures. They came with some amazing glasses and bottles and all that stuff. And I just noticed on one of the fists there's like a chip of paint off one of the knuckles. I was wondering if it was just like a lighter bit of skin, but no, it seems to be a bit of paint missing. And all I did was remove the fists with my hand. Nothing went wrong. Nothing dropped. That's weird. It's a weird figure. It's one of those ones where from regular view and distance, absolutely fantastic looking, but just don't get too close and scrutinize things. It's one of those ones, you know, and you're not really going to. That's the thing about the difference between just getting this for your collection to own the character and doing a review on it and getting all up in its grill with the lights and scrutinizing everything. It's not like I'm trying to take the fun out of the hobby. I love doing this, but I'm just trying to tell you how I'm feeling about it and show you as much as I can and give you a good idea of what you're going to be getting if you do decide to get it. Now I'm getting it. Do you know who I get every now and then? Come on, say it with me. Ian McKellen, Gandalf. Every now and then, just getting a little bit of Gandalf action. If the hair was longer, Gandalf. You shall not pass. That's it, mate. It's Ian McKellen. I was getting Tom Atkins before, and Ernest at one point from Ernest Goes to Jail. Don't get me started. I'm seeing a lot of different faces every now and then when I'm now getting Ernest again. Nope, no, I'm getting Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen. And the Good, the Bad and the Ugly one, we get a bit of David Beckham on that one every now and then. That's Ian McKellen. Stop it. That's him. Well, here's the 2 characters side by side that I have from the Sideshow Clint Eastwood Legacy Collection. I have Blondie here, which I really do like. It's an excellent figure, and I think they look great together. You've got the early days in the spaghetti westerns. Check out the review on the channel on this figure, folks. I did some nice shots with different environments out in the desert and stuff. But yeah, then go into the much more weathered and far more experienced, just been through so much more character of William Money. It's very nice to have them together. And it's the height. They're both just standing on the desk. I'm trying to think now. I'm getting Arnold Schwarzenegger, an old Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is madness. Right, I'm trying to think of anyone with... Oh, fuck. Why do I feel that it's sort of unfair to compare a Caustic Plastic figure to a Sideshow figure? It's ridiculous. Sideshow have been around a lot longer and have more... Well, I can't assume. I just know that they've been around a lot longer. But I just think, considering Caustic Plastic is a relatively new compared to Sideshow. Small Italian-based company. And obviously it'd be more fair to compare the head sculpt of Terence Hill here with the hat attached to the head like it is with William Money here. But I do find it interesting. A company like Sideshow Collectibles, who have been around a lot longer. I mean, this looks really good. He looks really gritty and menacing. But it's just the level of detail. I've got a lot of lights on Terence here. Let me just zoom in. It's just the facial hair and the eyes in particular are just very... The eyelashes, just... It's a lot more going on. And maybe the reason I feel it's unfair is because it's so vastly superior in terms of paint apps. Still like this one though, even though it's a lot milder. It's just so damn hard to light it because of the hat. But there you go. I just think, I mean, look at the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the eyes themselves. It's just not, it's not the same. Obviously it's not the same as two different companies, Dean, but you know what I mean. It's just, there's a huge difference in paint apps here for figures that basically cost the same as each other. I know there's a lot of different versions of caustic plastic. You've got the standard, deluxe, exclusive editions and all these ones to choose from, but whichever version you get, the quality of the head sculpt with the figures you're getting is going to be the same. I just think it's interesting. I do honestly think Sideshow need to step it up in the paint apps department, even though I still really like this figure. But I just brought the caustic plastic stuff over because I wanted to borrow the diorama here for some pictures with Clint. Height difference is because he's standing on the base, the other one isn't. Here's a look at him in just the shirt. Good proportions on the body. Yeah, he looks pretty good like that. Check out the stitching on the inside there. That is nice. Lovely detail. Holding on to his glass, but there is that horrible kind of flash that you get. I think it's called flash, where you break away from the mold and it leaves behind that ugly, looks like a white blob, but it's actually the plastic sculpt. It's just nasty, but what are you going to do? Fingernails are really convincing though. Really good job with the hands and the fingers, the fingernails, cuticles, all that stuff. At times, a very real looking figure. Nice sculpt on the hat as well. There's scars and scrapes and bruises from the beating he took from Little Bill when he had the fever. Yeah, man, that must have sucked. Alright folks, so wrapping it up on William Money, 1/6 scale, Unforgiven figure by Sideshow Collectibles. Final thoughts and a score out of 10, because I'm running out of battery. And he doesn't come with some of the hands I needed to do other poses I wanted to do. I wanted to have him holding the bottle with one hand and the glass with the other, but both those hands are right hands. And I wanted to try dual wielding the pistols pose, but all the gun holding hands are for the right hand as well. So yeah, final thoughts are, I don't see many other options coming out for a William Money 1/6 scale figure. Possibly someone else might do one, but this could very well be the only time. And I definitely think it's good enough to have in your collection as a representation of that version of Clint Eastwood. I give it like between a 7 and an 8 out of 10, somewhere between good and very good. I mean, I love the clothing, the body's really good, poses well. Bit of an issue with one of my hands, like I mentioned before, the knuckle had a chip of paint off it. Could be a bit more weathered in places, that's up to you really. But box is nice. Nice film poster on there. I love the movie and I'm glad I have it, and I would recommend it. Definitely would recommend it. I think it's, yeah, like a 7.5 out of 10 score for me. So let me know what you think in the comments, folks. I've got a really cool Freddy Krueger 1/6 scale video coming up for you real soon. Got some great stuff today, some custom parts. Can't wait to show you. For the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Look, I'll give you just a little tease. He's up there on the shelf. Let me turn the brightness up, just zoom in. He's got his new sweater, new head sculpt, new hat. I'll show you that later. Alright, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I do recommend it. I think it's a very cool William Money Unforgiven 1/6 scale figure. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you. And drop a like on it for me. Hope you're having a great October. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at D9333 for the pictures. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.